Hi guys! Yeah, I have hat hair after today. Since I have to stay up for the next couple of hours and make sure Gandalf eats or drinks every hour. Oh. Hello, Doctor. She's been hiding ever since we got back. She saw that carrier and she wanted no parts of it. And then she looked at him with the cone on and she wanted no parts of him either. No, I don't know where she went now. But I had to take the cone off to get him to eat. Now that I've done that, he's eating fine, but I have to keep an eye on that. He's got a big spot on the back of his ear that has to be kept an eye on. The minute he touches that, cone goes back on. And if I go to sleep, cone goes back on. So, I made the first video and for the haul from being at the Goodwill bins. I've never been there before. A lot of you have talked about it. There's plenty of videos about Goodwill bins. It was just kind of an overwhelming day, so I didn't film inside. And quite frankly, you can't. You can't. It's chaos. They gave us all a number for a bin, and then we had to just stand at that bin, and you had 45 seconds to search through that bin as much as you could and get what you could. And then the bell would ring, and I kid you not, it was one of these old schoolmarm bells, you know, the great big brass bell and the long wooden handle. And they would ring that, and then you'd have to go to the next bin. And then they said, once you rotate around and are back where you started, then we re-ring it. You can go to any bin you want, but then you can only stay there until we ring the bell again. And then you have to switch bins. So, I made one go-round, and I had found this early on. An old Saltines premium tin. What I did not find right away was the lid, so I just had this tin. Now, I thought it was pretty cool, especially when you have, it's got the ingredients, and then it says, Regulation Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. I never remember seeing that. And it's got this nice advertisement on this side. It's in really, none of this has been wiped off or anything yet. And then this side, is that not Spanish? Well, you guys might be seeing it backwards, I'm not sure. But I think that's Spanish. But it's definitely an older tin. And I did go around, and by the time I got around at the end, you know, enough stuff was out of the bin that this had been in that I walked right up and there was the lid. So, because the state of Delaware has a new law that they will not use plastic bags anymore. So, I knew that, and I thought, well, I'm going to need to get stuff that I can, you didn't survive, that I can put things in. Darn. She did not survive. I thought she was so unique. It's a hobbyist piece, and she didn't make it. But I thought she was really cool because she's an ice skater. But, and I don't have any glue. I don't have any glue left. I've been trying to find that E6000 and not been finding it anywhere. I thought maybe I could get it at Lowe's or something, but isn't she cute? And I've never seen an ice skater before. But I see she did not make it. So I'll just sit her over there. This little one did. And I know she's from one of the Gnome movies, and this says Burger King. So when one of the Gnome movies, what was it, Romeo and Juliet? I think was what it was called. But I just thought she was kind of cute, and just for Valentine's, little gnome girl with a rose. I haven't decided if I'll just keep her around for Valentine's Day for a little bit. I did find, I've got this nice vintage scarf. There's a tag and there's a name. It says Anne Klein on there. And it's 100% cotton, made in Italy. There was one bin that had a lot of scarves, but I really couldn't get through looking. You know, they said it was all housewares was what I had wanted, and for housewares there was an awful lot of clothing shoved in. This is cool. This is a nice vintage material apron. Really kind of liking that material. I'll put you back in there, and I'll have to wash all this stuff. Here's another one. Another vintage apron. I don't think I got all the vintage aprons that were in the one thing. I'm pretty sure I didn't because the bell rang. And I had to go to the next spot. This I found right off the bat. Wow. Not a chip, not a crack. I'm not feeling any problems. I'm not seeing any problems. And I want to have a glass sale to celebrate having gotten up to 500. And so this is going to go up on the shelf up there to be saved for the glass sale. Now this is adorable, but I have to see, there's some weird oval mark there, and I'm going to have to see if I can get that off. But it's fine English bone china, made in England, made by Ainsley, and it's called Wild Tudor. See, it's got the mark there. But one of the things I love, it's got a little bit of forget-me-nots, little tiny rosebuds, but right smack in the middle is a little pansy. And I love pansies. I love pansies and lily of the valley and violets, and so I may keep that one. I'm probably keeping that one. So I'll have to deal with that. I'm going to wrap that up, tuck that in here, and I'm going to wrap the bell back up. Well, no, the bell I'll put up here. Come on, you get up there. Because there's other glass stuff up there that I have to. Just dropped my pen. So, you know, like I said, all this stuff will have to get cleaned up. But for right now, let's tuck her in there. I just grabbed her on a whim. She's a little plastic thing. And in you go. So, today was supposed to be the day where we went and got me a small tabletop tripod, or else a webcam that's on one of those bars so you can put it overhead and look straight down. And it didn't happen today because I had to take care of Gandalf. This says Beswick, England. And they usually come in pairs, and the other one was in pieces. But isn't he just a cool thing? But they would make these dogs, and the thing was to have one on either end of the mantle. And Beswick is a good name to have. And I was so sorry that it was just, the other one was just in pieces. There was no way to save that one. I got a Legend of Zelda game, Pokemon Diamond. Now these are for the Nintendo DS, and I don't know if my son still has that or not. If he doesn't, they'll go up on eBay. I like the cover of this. I really like that cover, so I'll have to decide what I'm doing with that. I got this since Delaware has this thing of no bags anymore. Even though I think Tinkerbell is one of the most obnoxious of fairies, because she does try to kill Wendy. First she has the Lost Boys shoot an arrow at her. And then at the Mermaid Lagoon, she tries to have the mermaids drown her. I think there's a third time in the books, but I got the tote bag. Now I also got this, and I don't really, I mean, I've seen similar things, but never anything this fancy, that were meant to hide toilet paper, but she's got a big cardboard base under there that's not big enough to hold toilet paper. So I don't think she really, get rid of that grungy plastic she was in. I don't know that she really was made, I think she might have been the pattern for that, but she was made to stand on her own. Where is your face, little darling? There we go. And she's got her own little purse. And she's just a riot. I just thought she was just funny as could be. And so I was like, I have to. I have to get her. I have to get her. Just cause. Just because, you know? Get all her little ribbons out so they hang down. And wouldn't that, I mean, I guess that would be really cute as a decor thing in a little girl's room. But she's just adorable. In a fun little kitschy kind of way. So I don't have everything pulled that I would need to get pulled to have for the live sale Thursday. So she's going into Thursday's live sale. I haven't quite decided with some of the other stuff, but she's going to go into the live sale. And there is, if I can get to it, there is yet another bag. It's a big one. Because, you know, everything's just thrown in. There were all kinds of empty bags and stuff. These will wait for Christmas in July. But they're both the same thing. They're this fantastic needlepoint and velvet on the back. You know, it's the same picture on both of them, but it really is a gorgeous needlepoint. So I have them. This is still sealed, I think. So this will go. This is a shrinky dink thing. This will go up on eBay. Oh, here's another one of the this apron was separate from the others. This was in its own little bag, and all you could see was this embroidery. So I popped open the bag, and turns out it was this neat little apron. These are for me. There's a baby blanket, crocheted baby blanket. Now there's 4 of these. 3 of which have the original label on them. And looking at those graphics, that looks pretty old. 3-ply pure wool, baby wool. I have 3 of them, but one of them doesn't have the label. It has this little thing that says the Jaeger twins. In exchange for 12 of these discs or tabs from any of your wools, a copy of any one of the Jaeger twin pictures, and there's 3 different pictures listed, printed on art paper, size 13 by 10 inches, will be sent free of charge. You send it to Jaeger Company, Milton Street, London, marking the envelope Jaeger Twins. So you would be able to get, that's probably one of the pictures you could get. Oh yeah, that one's got it. What one did this come out of? This came out of the one that doesn't have a label. So we'll tuck that one back in there. That's really cute. And I think, okay, one does not have its little disc, but the other 3 do. And then there's, this says Jean-Marc, and it's a whole, oh, I lost the warranty paperwork. It's a whole thing. It's got It's got a bracelet. It's got a watch, everything, earrings, necklace. It's all still in its box. I'm guessing that I'll have to get this back on there. I suspect that that maybe there was another watch, but something went across the top here, which is now not with it. So it's missing one thing, but still, most of it's there. For Valentine's Day, there's a little wine stopper with a heart on top, so that Valentine's Day is getting close. It's my brother's birthday. My brother Gary. I have to decide if I'm going to sell this or put this on my fridge, because I love magnetic poetry. You can have so much fun with these things. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think this might be a little wooden nativity set. I'm not sure. I'll have to open it up and take a look. And then I grabbed these two mostly because of the really cool fabric that they are. They have a rubber band hooking the two of them together. So let me get that off. I would not have minded finding the rest of these. So these are probably for a young girl, but this is the top. Now you see how short that is, okay? And it's got this great fabric on the edge of the sleeves. But the fabric on this one is great. This is really cool fabric. Now these are for, they're a top for wearing a sari. You know, an Indian sari. And it's great fabric. Now this one is handmade and it's older. Yeah, it's because this is a polyester. It's nylon. The stitching and everything in it looks more machine done, and the way it's finished, like it has the overstitching. Okay, that's from a serger. This one has none of that. This one's all made from somebody at home, but the fabric is just stunning. I just like, there's this great border piece, and the feel of it might be silk. And then the inside feels like that. In Japan, they have this thing called raw silk, and that's what it feels like. One side is really smooth, and then the other side is kind of like cotton, and it'll have little nubs and stuff in it. Now, I don't see any nubs in the cotton in this. It's a really fine piece, but it's just such a neat looking piece. So I have all that. I have the jewelry that's in the other video, and I have all this stuff that you just saw, and the whole thing was $16.89. Not much at all. I've never been to the bins before. It was chaos. 45 seconds. That's all you got. 45 seconds to go tearing through a bin. But it was really what I needed. I had 2.5 hours to wait while they sedated Gandalf, and you know, his heartbeat was pretty thready, so there was a question whether he'd come back out of having his teeth filed, having the abscess cut open and the wound cleaned and all that fun stuff today. He's doing better. He's over on his pillow right now. I did have to take the cone off so that he could eat. He was so hungry when we got home that I got him to drink tuna water, and we've been doing that. But he finally wanted real food, and he just couldn't. He wouldn't take it off of a spoon, and we were having issues. And then I was spilling it in the cone and getting the cone all gunked up. So I took the cone off to wash it, and as soon as I sat him down, he made a beeline for the food. Yes. That's great. They sent him home with a 50-50 chance because the doctor was just sure, the veterinarian doctor, she was just sure that he's not going to drink water and he's not going to eat and you'll be back tomorrow. And I just kept saying, let's just give him a chance. Now, granted, when he first got home, he still was so groggy. I was using an eyedropper to get water into him. But it worked. You know, he got water into him. And then once he got more awake. So now he's just kind of dozing. But I still have to stay awake for another 6 hours. It's 11:48 now. At that point, I will have been awake for... By the time I can go to bed, I will have been awake for 23 hours. On 4 hours, or four and a half? 4.5 hours of sleep. Long night coming. But I thought I'd fill you in, show you the rest of the haul. I will post this, I will schedule this to post in a couple days. So if you like anything you saw, let me know, because I'm not going to get it all up on eBay right away. And if you care to find my eBay and Etsy stores, my woefully understocked right now, but hoping to fix all that. I keep saying that, and it's got to happen, and then stuff like him happens. But ever forward, you know, ever onward, ever forward. You just got to keep going. Even when it shakes you up, you just put your head down, keep moving forward. Changed all the plans this week, but I'm still moving forward. And I think I have optimism tonight. I didn't have any optimism when I took him. So, if you like what you saw, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because you're going to want to know when that live sale pops up for the glassware, because that may not be a Thursday night owl. It might be some night when I can do it a little earlier and start at maybe 10. I will make sure the calendar has that so that they know, but I'm nowhere near ready yet. So I don't have enough pieces of glass, but I do have some really, really cool glass. So guys, have a good night, a good weekend, and I'll see you in the chats, at either at my sale or at others. All right? Have a great day. Bye.